Have you ever been so nice that it actually hurt? Always the first to care, worry, and help, only to end up burned. Here's the truth. In a world full of users, the warmest hearts get exploited first. We're exploring why the smartest people often seem a little cold, distant, less available. Not because they don't care, but because they've learned what deserves their emotional energy and what doesn't. If you've been taken advantage of for being too nice, or simply want to protect your peace in this chaotic world, this is your wake-up call. Part 1. Being cold isn't heartless. It's strategic energy management. People labeled as cold aren't emotionless. They're selective about where they invest their heart. We live in a world where everyone wants attention and sympathy. But where's the reciprocity? Emotional detachment isn't about building walls. It's about boundaries that keep your energy for what actually matters. Here's what people who've been burned understand. Giving indiscriminately doesn't earn respect. It invites exploitation. When you're always available, people see it as obligation, not kindness. When you're always listening, they forget you have struggles too. Wise people set clear boundaries. They ensure their emotional energy goes to the right people, at the right time, for the right reasons. Not everyone who gets close deserves your trust. Not everyone who seems vulnerable needs saving. If you can't spot emotional vampires, they'll drain you dry. In the workplace, emotionally intelligent people maintain professional distance. They don't let emotions cloud judgment, or get swayed by praise or criticism. They don't waste energy on drama. Keeping emotional distance gives them clarity to observe what's really happening. In personal life, boundaries protect you from unnecessary pain. These people haven't forgotten how to love. They've learned the importance of limits. They know that if you don't choose carefully where to place your heart, it will get ground down to nothing. Smart people don't force coldness. They stay calm in the storm. They can smile at insults, stay quiet around toxic people, and only open up to those who've earned it. Being cold doesn't kill emotions. It saves your soul. Part 2. Know when to walk away. Intelligence isn't always about starting. It's about knowing when to stop. We pour everything into relationships, but forget that effort becomes meaningless if the other person doesn't value it. People keep holding on to hands that have let go, trying to open closed doors. They think sincerity will make others change. But when someone's feelings have gone cold, your efforts just make you look desperate. Smart people choose to stop because holding on to relationships that have run dry is self-inflicted damage. This applies to work too. When your workplace stops respecting you, when contributions get dismissed, when your value gets exploited, leaving is self-respect. Smart people don't beg for respect. They demonstrate value elsewhere. In relationships, walking away isn't cold. It's self-love. Someone who stays with a person who doesn't want them loses dignity piece by piece. But those who know when to leave, without blame or bitterness, walk away gracefully, keeping their self-respect intact. Everything has an expiration date, including sincerity. When someone stops valuing you, take it as a signal to let go, not hold tighter. Smart people aren't afraid of losing someone else, only of losing themselves trying to keep someone who's already gone. Walking away isn't an ending, it's the beginning of a chapter where you're valued. Part 3. Don't react immediately. Master your emotions. Most people lose not from lacking arguments, but from losing emotional control. Someone hurts us, and our first instinct is to fire back. But the wisest understand that silence is true strength. Being cool under pressure is real power. Immature people react instantly, arguing, defending, regretting. Experienced people pause, observe, and keep cool to see the bigger picture. They know that when emotion speaks, logic shuts up, and words spoken in anger can destroy years of reputation. In the workplace, people who master emotions get ahead. They don't get triggered by criticism or false accusations. Instead of confrontation, they respond with results. In conflicts, the silent one usually holds power. Being cold isn't fear. It's waiting for the right moment to act precisely. In relationships, emotional control commands respect. When insulted, they don't snap back. When betrayed, they don't lose it. They smile, step back, and let time talk. The less reactive you are, the more others have to think. Only when your mind is calm can you see what's real and what's fake, what's worth addressing and what should be ignored. People who keep cool in drama are truly in control. Winning once with your mouth doesn't compare to winning your life with character. Part 4. Keep distance from emotional manipulators. Many don't recognize they're being emotionally exploited while thinking they're needed. Smart people set boundaries on kindness. Not everyone who comes close is there to share. Some just take your energy, time, and trust. Emotional manipulators are clever. They appear when you're vulnerable, say moving things, then turn you into a tool. Close when needing something, distant afterward. If you're too nice, too afraid of disappointing people, you become a free resource. At work, manipulators use relationships for favors, to shift blame, to advance. But when you need help, silence. Smart people observe how others reciprocate respect. Helping once is generous. Endlessly without gratitude is being used. In this transactional world, without distance, people see your help as obligation, not kindness. In personal life, distance means protecting your heart from exploiters. Smart people don't close their hearts. They open them at the right time, to the right people. They don't let others read their weaknesses or let emotions override logic. A little coldness helps them see people clearly and avoid toxic relationships. Knowing how to say no is also kindness. People who can't say no live in exhaustion. Truly wise people keep hearts warm, but actions cool. They help when needed, but don't let anyone cross trust boundaries. Misplaced emotions become a double-edged sword. Part 5. Guard your thoughts and feelings. In a world where people want to understand you to use you, smart people never let others see completely into their hearts. Revealing too much emotion hands your weaknesses to everyone. Speaking all your thoughts gives people a manual to control you. Being guarded protects your intelligence and self-respect. Some people are so transparent everyone knows their thoughts and feelings. Sounds authentic, but living like that is walking barefoot on gravel. When you let people understand your weak spots, they'll use them to shake you. But when you maintain composure and no one knows what you're thinking, you're in control. At work, people who are too easy to read get exploited. But those who maintain calm and don't let emotions drive behavior command respect. In competitive environments, the biggest secret is silence itself. In relationships, revealing emotions too soon puts you at a disadvantage. When you tell everything, others don't need to guess. They've got you figured out. Smart people aren't ice cold. They keep the deepest parts private. They give what's necessary and keep what's important. Staying silent doesn't mean being fake. It's living consciously with depth. They don't tell everything not from fear, but understanding that people don't need to know you're tired. They only care whether you've fallen. Silence is the art of the strong. Smart people don't lack emotions. They conceal the fire in their hearts, so it burns at the right time and place, instead of burning themselves. Part 6. Dare to say no without guilt. People think refusing is selfish, but knowing how to say no is maturity and self-respect. Smart people understand that pleasing everyone is the fastest road to exhaustion. The more you accommodate others, the more you lose yourself. Some people never say no. They help when exhausted, agree when they don't want to, smile when screaming inside. They fear being disliked, so they shoulder everything. only to realize everyone got used to their help, but nobody remembered their sacrifice. If you don't protect yourself, no one will. At work, daring to say no is essential. When your boss gives too much, when colleagues ask unreasonably, or someone exploits your kindness, refusing isn't rude. It's maintaining boundaries. People who don't know limits become tools. Those who refuse at the right time earn more respect because they know their capacity and time are valuable. In relationships, saying no protects your soul. Some people only appear when they need something. Smart people don't accommodate what's wrong or soften toward users. They understand real relationships aren't built on one-sided endurance. Refusing is everyone's right. When you learn to say no, you're saying yes to your peace. Sometimes keeping time for yourself, saving energy for your goals, is the smartest way to live. Daring to say no doesn't make you cold. It makes you solid. People who refuse aren't heartless. They're choosing to live without losing themselves. Part 7. Know when to leave. Some relationships don't end with fights, but with silence from someone too tired. When feelings remain, everyone thinks trying harder will be enough. But smart people realize that holding on to certain things hurts more. Knowing when to walk away isn't cold. It's wisdom from understanding how life really works. Many fear letting go, equating leaving with failure. They fear loneliness, so they stay in damaging situations. But staying where there's no love is imprisoning yourself emotionally. Holding on to a relationship that's run its course makes both people exhausted without giving either peace. At work or in social circles, leaving is strength. Some people know their company or friends aren't right anymore, but hold on from fear of change. Smart people understand leaving isn't losing. It's opening doors to better opportunities. Being cold here isn't cruel. It's knowing your limits and not getting worn down uselessly. Some relationships exist only from habit. Two people don't talk, but stay together fearing emptiness. Sometimes the greatest courage isn't holding someone's hand. It's letting go at the right time. When you dare to leave, you're choosing self-love, choosing peace after the storm. Those who know when to leave aren't cold to others. They're warm to themselves. Everyone deserves relationships that bring peace, not ones binding them to wilted flowers. Being appropriately cold is wisdom from experience. Sometimes turning away isn't because love is gone. It's because staying would only cause more damage. The bottom line, being cold doesn't make you bad. It makes you wise. In a world where everyone talks too much, the person who knows when to stay silent is truly formidable. Smart people aren't without emotions. They just know when to hold them, when to let go, and when to stay quiet to protect themselves. Look, American culture sells us this story, that we should always be warm, open, available, empathetic. We're supposed to be there for everyone, to show up, to put ourselves out there. And yeah, connection matters. Vulnerability has its place. But we forgot that boundaries aren't barriers. They're the foundation of healthy relationships. We forgot that no is a complete sentence. We forgot that walking away from what no longer serves us isn't giving up. It's growing up. People who master this balance, warm when it matters, cold when necessary, those are the people who thrive. They're not burned out, not bitter, not taken advantage of. They're free. Free to invest energy wisely. Free to save emotions for people who deserve them. Free to live on their own terms. Ready to transform how you show up? Subscribe for weekly wisdom on emotional intelligence, boundaries, and intentional living. Drop a comment sharing your biggest aha moment. Your story might help someone else today. Know someone struggling with saying no, being too available, or getting exploited for being too nice. Share this. Sometimes the most loving thing is helping people see they deserve better, and teaching them how to claim it. Remember, the coldest people aren't the ones without feelings. They're the ones who've been burned enough to know what deserves their warmth and what doesn't. Stay strong, stay wise, stay selectively cold.